I cannot.
And we're live. Welcome. Today is August 2nd, 2003. We're almost through the summer. That means fall is right around the corner, you guys. I can't wait. Fall is my favorite time of year. Anyways, welcome to the conversation. We have been away for a few weeks, but we're back. You know, life happens, and we're ready to bring you our brand of banter on all things politics, fashion, and hot topics. So tonight, our cast will consist of myself. We have next to me, we have Marcus. We have Michael. We have Shaqq. And we have Brittany. We haven't seen Brittany in a while. She's been jet setting and all over the country. So,
hey y'all.
Hey,
Brittany. Where's Brittany's video?
My camera isn't working.
Oh,
we'll get it together.
Well, at least you're here. We miss you.
I miss you too.
We missed you, Brittany. So, what's up, everyone? How was your weekend, Michael? What did you do? What's new in your world?
Well, this past weekend was my birthday. I'm officially over the hill. 40 years old.
Birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So, I had a really good time. I'll just leave it there. No photos.
How old are you now?
Oh, that's right.
40. I am 40, yes.
Oh, welcome to the 40 Club.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't believe I made it this far.
Yeah.
We happy you here.
I'm noticing that I'm having more fun at 40 than I did I had fun in my 20s, but this is a different kind of fun. Like looking at houses to buy and stuff like that. It's, enjoying the fruits of your labor. So
yeah, I definitely wasn't looking at houses this weekend, but you
You were looking at other rooms?
maybe something else, some other types of spaces. We'll say that.
Well, I wish you
Were these spaces wide open?
When the king comes around, everything touchdown. That's all I'll say.
Ooh.
Well, all right.
Happy birthday.
Well, we wish you happy birthday. And again, welcome to the 40 Club. Marcus, what's new in your world?
Well, there's this bar in Wilton Manors called Lit Bar, and they have this Lip Sync for Your Life competition. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to grace them with my presence, and I decided to be a contestant. So the competition's next week, and I'm going to slay these bitches and murder all of them. So I can't wait.
That's what's up. Well, good luck with that. I wish you all the luck, and bring home the money for me.
I will. It's coming straight to Chicago.
All right. Shaqq.
All right, man. Same thing. Let me hold something. Anybody who want to give something out.
Right.
I am available to receive. You know what I'm saying?
What have you been up to?
I actually just got back from a mini vacation. I saw Beyonce in Detroit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was everything. Even in the nosebleed terrible seats, it was still a whole vibe. Mm-hmm. And then just hung out in Detroit and ate good food and hung out in Michigan. Really, just kind of. I don't know if anybody's ever been, but anybody who knows major cities are all within like 2 hours of each other up there. Once you're in Detroit, and so kind of just city hopped and ate good food and just played tourists. And I had a blast, man. And Detroit was a vibe. It's a lot more laid back than somewhere like Atlanta, So even with 60,000 people there, it felt manageable. And that is not a feeling you get often at any stadium here in Atlanta. So it was real cool. I had a good time.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. It's nice to get away sometimes. So.
And I didn't have my kids.
That's what's up.
Nice.
Another
time.
Awesome. Brittany, what have you been up to? We haven't seen you in 5 months, it seems like. What's up?
Well, I've just been, like you said, jet setting. I just came back from Mexico.
She says jet setting. I love it. Right out the gates.
Okay.
Hanging out with my kids. Summer is coming. My oldest boy just turned 17 yesterday. So.
Oh, wow.
And
okay, girl.
Things. So, yeah, I've just been Just been chilling. It's been a nice summer for me so far.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like
I'm gagging that you have a 17-year-old because you don't look a day over 21.
Yeah,
Girl.
and I have a 15-year-old.
yeah.
Wow.
It's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
I remember when he was born. That's so crazy to me.
Oh wow.
Wow. Yeah, I mean we're
Getting up there, y'all. Yeah. So that's the theme is we all getting old. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
Well, that sucks because as we get older, that means that everyone else is going to start dying who's older than us.
We were just talking about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's super negative. Way to kill the vibe, Mark.
If anybody's watching, don't go nowhere. It's gonna get better.
And we're only 9 minutes in the show.
Right. Well, myself, I had a pretty laid back. I've been really laid back lately because me and Hector have a lot of stuff coming up. We have we're going to Disney World for his birthday, and we are then he has his birthday's the end of the month. We're going to Disney World in a couple weeks. I got to go to Atlanta, I think, in the next couple of weeks as well. I just found out today. And then we had a performance. House of Villain had a performance this weekend. That was cool. So just a lot of stuff going on. So I've been... Sorry, watch. So yeah, I just hadn't having a laid back weekend. Unfortunately, I got some bad news this week. My cousin, our other host, Brandi, she was supposed to be on tonight, but she's not on because her nephew, my cousin, Aquarius Taekwondo Nathaniel Buchanan, he was tragically murdered in Atlanta this past week, and so our family's really going through. It's crazy. He just turned 18. And like I was telling you guys in our private message, Brandi is kind of the glue of her sisters. She's the oldest. She's the matriarch about all her sisters. And so she's particularly taking it hard and while trying to make arrangements and all that thing with her sister, Sherry. So I haven't spoke with her a lot because she's busy down there, but I spoke with her briefly. And I gave her all of our love, and may he rest in peace. And she told me to tell you guys all hi, and she misses you. We don't know when she'll be back, but we're sending her.
Definitely sending lots of
We love you, Brandi.
prayers.
Love you, Brandi.
All of you guys.
Sending you prayers. Damn, that's horrible.
So yeah, but other than that, let's look at these comments. Somebody just commented something. Hey y'all. Hey.
Hey.
So we have a lot of stuff to get through tonight. This is going to be a packed show. Our last couple of shows have been very light, but this is going to be a packed show. We have some fun stuff to talk about, some serious stuff to talk about. We have a lot of fashion file looks tonight to get through, and we also are going to bring back our segment called "Come and Sit on My Couch." It's when fans of mine or viewers of ours write in for just some advice, some relationship advice, the sexual advice.
Sit on my couch.
We're gonna do that.
Come and sit on our lap couch.
So let's get into these hot topics, starting with what happened to me. Oh, here we go. We don't talk about her much on our show, but Lizzo is in the news. According to NBC News, citing there's been a lawsuit that details eye-raising allegations made by her former backup dancers. According to NBC News, the lawsuit details that 3 of Lizzo's former dancers accused the singer of sexual harassment in creating a hostile work environment. In the suit, one dancer accused Lizzo of calling out her weight gain and firing her for recording a meeting. Other allegations include Lizzo falsely accusing dancers of drinking alcohol on the job, which all allegedly led to an excruciating audition and the singer pressuring them to touch nude performers, catching dildos launched from their performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas. Whew. Now, among those claims, another backup dancer complained that Lizzo's dance team captain, Shirlene Quigley, made inappropriate sexual comments while making fun of the members of the team who had premarital sex. They believed that Lizzo was aware of all the complaints against Quigley, but said nothing and allegedly did not take any action. That's a lot. So let's start with Michael. He's our special legal
You can stop with special. That's fine.
Michael, what do you think of this lawsuit? Basically, can you break it down to us what all this means? What's a hostile work environment for a dancer? All that.
So I would say the first step in any of these types of investigations is what type of worker were they? Were they direct employees? Were they independent contractors? Because depending on the state you're in and the type of worker they are, different rules can apply. But if we're kind of talking, in generalities here, as an employer or a boss, you really shouldn't expose your workers to the types of things that it is alleged that she has done here. Certainly when it comes to things of a sexual nature, and Marcus, I'll let you dovetail off of this one, but I remember seeing something about a banana in a vagina and maybe having to eat that banana out of a vagina. For all the employers out there watching, don't have your employees do that, or even your independent contractors do that. I look at this and I think the truth often in these situations is somewhere in the middle. The people who are complaining have made a real valiant effort to paint themselves as innocent victim, and I don't think that's probably going to be the case when it comes out in the wash. So she's going to learn a tough lesson here. You can't be friends with your coworkers past a certain point, and these days you really can't even be a tough boss. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll follow that up in a minute, but Marcus, go ahead. What do you have to say?
I feel bad for Lizzo. She's such a huge example to all these girls out there, all these people in general, and for her to just get painted in this bad light, it sucks because I do think there is some truth to this story, but I just think she crossed the line. You got to make a line between employer and employee. And I think, she just tried to be the cool boss. It's like, hey, let's go get fucked up after the show, this and that. And, you got to separate that. And unfortunately, now they're painting her in a bad light, which isn't cool because it's tarnishing her reputation. Now it's making it seem like with these accusations of her calling them fat and lose weight, it kind of takes away of everything that she's done. It seems like it's not authentic and real. So it sucks that she's in this situation right now.
Whew, yeah. Oh man.
Go ahead, chat.
I think I really like where Michael was going with it when he talked about, it being more in the middle, because I do think it's more in the middle. I think that everybody has just been tortured by Lizzo, and Lizzo is just the devil. No. But I do think that Lizzo has become Lizzo, and I think it's very, very, very dangerous for us to think that we don't change when we get money and fame. I think there's a change, and navigating that for people is different. And I think at some point maybe you don't see the changes that have come over you, and somewhere in there, I think ego probably has taken over Lizzo, and Lizzo has become a little bit too comfortable. But the flip side of that is disgruntled employees, right? Like these people have been let go. They no longer work with her. Other people who have no longer worked with her or have decided they don't want to work with her never said a thing. And then these girls come out and say something. And of course, now people are coming out the woodwork, people who maybe decided it wasn't worth pursuing. And so when you look at that across the board, right, there's something to it. This isn't just strictly, I feel bad for Lizzo and Lizzo didn't do any wrong. However, again, back to this idea that she's the devil. I don't think it's that. I think Lizzo is comfortable, and Lizzo has become a brand and a business, and maybe Lizzo hasn't really been behaving in the way that brands and business need to behave, right? Because being cool with, I saw the show for the big girls and everything, and her whole message of love and empowerment, and we're sister girls, and all that stuff sounds great, but that's not business. And Lizzo is business, right? This is a business. And with business, unfortunately, you just can't be that comfortable. And it's so funny. I'm reading all these comments from people, and they're like, oh, well, it's not hard to do business and be friendly. Okay.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. No successful business is entirely friendly, because there's
Right.
things such as liability. There's this thing such as lawsuits. There's this thing such as you getting comfortable and you feeling yourself and you out with your girls and we supposed to be eating bananas, and maybe somebody in the crew is actually pretty religious. Maybe somebody in the crew is actually a little sheltered and really isn't
Yeah,
into
but
it,
let's play devil's advocate here. They're
right?
working for Lizzo. Shouldn't they know that already? I mean, they know what they're getting into.
Well,
I think that we often talk about fame on this show, and I often have to mention this thing about how enticing fame is, and how fame can kind of get people away from themselves, and it can kind of I think the word I'm looking for is supersede your values and everything. The idea of being, and let me also just speak as the larger person on the show. I don't know how many times y'all done seen a fat dancer on TV. There aren't many opportunities for fat women in the public eye to get fame and to be all over the place like that. And so I think that this was a really enticing offer. And I think regardless of what she would have been selling, I think it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And Lizzo knows that. There aren't too many Lizzos out there, right?
There
There's
aren't any other Lizzos.
Right.
right. So Lizzo is hot. What do you mean? This is the opportunity to be a fat dancer is hot.
You know what?
When the last time y'all went to see some fat dancers?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, but here's my thing. They know how Lizzo is. They've danced for Lizzo for 3 years, and now after 3 years, now is when they're doing these accusations. I mean, I'm sure this isn't the first time that she had them eat bananas out of a pussy. So why now out of nowhere
There it
is
is.
that because they got fired? So I mean, what's going on here? Why didn't they do this 2 years ago when she was being mean to them?
I don't know. I don't want to see this picture no more, Ashley. Though
You know what? You know what?
Everyone's thought of fame, though.
Definitely.
Part of this makes me really sad because fame is very isolating, and people don't
Yeah.
talk about that part very much.
And I
And
was,
she probably mistook these workers for her friends.
for her
For friends.
friend.
yeah,
They are
I
not
can
your
only
friends.
imagine how she is feeling right now. If I had to
just gonna
guess,
go there.
I'm probably close to the mark.
I was just gonna go there.
They're not your friends.
I've
They're
made
your
no
employees.
secret. I've made no secret in the past before that I've had some mix-ups in the business, and it's cost me. And you spend so much time with these people. I don't think people who aren't in entertainment don't understand. Like sometimes when you're putting together a show or a tour, you spend more time with your crew and your dancers than you do with your partner
Family.
or anybody. You're at the studio or the theater more than you are at home. So these people, you see them every day for 5 to 12 hours a day, and you end up going to eat afterwards with these people. You become family with them, and it's a slippery slope. You slowly get comfortable and think that you can tell and talk about anything, and it's not. It used to be that way in the industry where it was a family. Now it's not that
No, it
way
isn't.
anymore. Unfortunately, with Me Too
Business is
and Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, it's a business. So you really now I have a rule that I don't talk about personal life. I don't talk about home life. It's just we rehearsing and we go home. Give me some, like Nene says, give me a water and my check and goodbye.
Yeah, and these people were too close and too comfortable. I mean, throughout this whole thing, the phrase we haven't heard, NDA. People weren't signing NDAs that work with her. Like, so we know that that's what happens, right? And so I think that maybe Lizzo hasn't entirely adjusted to business, right?
Yeah.
And so now she's about to eat every mistake she's ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the last time we're gonna hear anything about Lizzo. That was fucked up.
What?
That was fucked up, Shaqq.
It pains me to see something like this. Though.
Now that you said that, yeah, before
That was
anybody,
shady.
I had to learn the hard way. Before anybody works with me, comes in my house, rehearses.
Yeah.
Find this baby.
You have to protect yourself. I don't hear anything about protection. Another thing I want to highlight is by now, I'm sure people have seen that TMZ interview, and the ladies come on there talking, and as you're listening to them, you're like, So it's clear that they aren't happy, right? They are upset.
They're disgruntled.
They're very disgruntled. And I'm not saying that means that Lizzo didn't do anything, but what I am saying is I think that Lizzo will come out on the other side of this, and she'll come out better. She'll come out smarter.
True learning experience.
I also think we will lose some of the things that make Lizzo Lizzo, right? Because that accessibility that she has, the idea, that sisterhood thing that she has going on, it's not good for business. Sisterhood is not good for business, not if you're selling something, you know?
No,
Yeah.
it's the
Unless you're teaming
Beyonce
Tamara,
model
it don't
for her
work.
here on out. Keep her isolated, no interviews, no press. People will snake you every chance they can get, even people you trust in this business.
And I want to say this. I understand that Lizzo has done some wrongdoing here. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is Lizzo is still very unique. And you hate to see, as a person of size, as a fat girl, Lizzo is just stupid inspirational. I don't want to hear any bad things about her. I don't want to think of her ever doing wrong. And I'm sure she does. She's human. But it sucks to see somebody like her going through something like this, because there already aren't any opportunities for these ladies. And now, you know,
Right.
It's just one more barrier that she doesn't need.
Will she do another season of that show? That show was amazing. Will any of those things happen? I don't know. And I mourn for that. I do think
that's the endorsement deals. I mean, already Beyonce's taken her name out of a song, so you can. Things are quick now. They move quick, and people are guilty until they're proven innocent these days. It's not the reverse anymore.
Culture is so disgusting these days. You know, they don't even give a person a chance to breathe. Like, she hasn't even responded, and she's already getting canceled. It's really sad how society is quick to just cancel someone. You know, the thing about society today is they love building someone up. They love when Lizzo was the big girl that no one wanted, and just as soon as she gets that fame, how fast are they quick to break her down and say that she's a piece of shit? It's really sad.
Well, we got to move on. We have a lot of stuff to care.
We love you, Lizzo. Stop eating bananas.
Good luck.
I love Lizzo.
Good luck to Lizzo, and good luck to everyone in the
situation. Ain't nothing wrong with bananas. You got to choose who go with you, baby.
Yeah.
I eat a banana with Lizzo. I eat Lizzo too, shit.
Yeah. Anyway, we wish everyone in that situation good luck.
I know I'm saying.
Moving on. So our former president is back in the news. Donald Trump was criminally charged Tuesday in connection with his efforts to reverse his loss to President Joe Biden in 2020. The 4-count, 45-page indictment accuses Trump of 3 distinct conspiracies, charging that he conspired to defraud the U.S., conspired to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspired against people's rights. This quote, despite having lost, the defendant was determined to remain in power. End quote, the indictment charges. A spokesperson for the former president, Stephen Chung, accused the current administration of trying to interfere with the 2024 election by targeting the current GOP frontrunner. Okay, so same song, different day. Jumping to Michael.
I'm always up first on these. Okay, that's how.
Can we see Michael?
You know what? With the hot seat. I'm no fan of Trump. I'll start it there. But I'm so sick of talking about these indictments. I don't care anymore. And I don't think people care anymore either. The longer we keep on this stuff, and by the way, it's a fairly weak indictment in my opinion. On one hand, they're saying he has the right to free speech and he can say and do all these things. And then they're saying he's conspiring at the same time. So like everything else, it's probably going to fall apart. But I think what they're really doing is they're just building support for this man to probably become our next president again. And, you know, where your chips fall on that, it is what it is. But the fact that we cannot let this go years later, listen, what happened in January 2020 was nightmarish. Okay, I get that. I would never minimize that. But it's in the rear view. And for whatever reason, things didn't stick. We need to move on as a country. We can never heal from this stuff if we keep trying to target and make something of this.
Yes!
It's be over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what the best part about this is? Did you guys see Mike Pence's press conference where he completely threw Donald Trump under the bus and was basically saying that, yeah, he wanted me to overturn everything. He tried to force me. I would never pick him over the government and the Constitution. Now, you know,
y'all know Pence
in the history of nothing has a vice president ever dogged their president and throw them under the bus like this. The simple fact that Mike Pence did a whole press conference, like legitimately saying, this man tried to make me do this and I would never do this. I picked the Constitution over him and he should not be president. I mean, can this man be any more embarrassing? Just if you think Donald Trump cannot embarrass himself anymore,
y'all know Pence is running too, so with that being said,
still, the simple fact that he's even admitting this is crazy. You know, it's the soap opera that you want to end that never does.
Trump liable to be our next president. While all this is going on, Trump gonna be in office. They still gonna be pursuing him. I hear what you're saying, Michael, and to a certain extent, I agree. That part of me that is caught up in the same news cycle that we're always talking about, and how it just continues, and now we're over it, and we're ready for it all to be over, all over again. So in that way, I hear you. But just speaking in terms of law, right? In terms of law, they're supposed to pursue this man. Like the, the level of lawlessness this man has displayed is unprecedented. And are we a law-abiding country if we don't pursue? No man is supposed to be above the law in the United States of America,
Right.
and that includes the president. And so, from that angle, they are supposed to keep going.
Can I ask?
I hear you. I hear you. But at the same time, are we going to talk about the Biden family and all the things that they're mixed up in? I mean, listen,
they're actually getting in trouble, though, right?
We are, yeah.
Well, we'll see about that. I guess I suppose I don't want to sound disillusioned, but I don't have rose-colored glasses when it comes to politics at a higher level. All of them are corrupt to some degree. And I thought we've always kind of had this agreement for some number of years where we just let it go. And now all of a sudden, if we're going to track all that stuff down, then, hey, every president from here on out is going to be investigated or charged with something. That's just the nature of the beast.
Well, Michael, can I ask a question? I've been hearing on the news a lot, and even on Fox News, they're saying that this particular case in Atlanta is carrying more weight than other ones. And why is that? Can you break that down for us?
I can't say that I've even looked at it. I've heard the same thing, but I don't have any deep thoughts.
You know what's going on here in Atlanta is, I mean, I think because everything is just more clear, and I do wish you were more educated on this, Michael, because I'm not as good with the law speak. But what I can say is that what's happening in Atlanta is just more clear cut. It's just in terms of voting and things that people actually really care about, and we have
Atlanta also they have a recording. He actually recorded Trump's conversation, so that's the big bullet in this case.
Republicans are very defined about voting, and it's interesting that voting can be the thing that takes them down because they are sticklers about that and sticking to the law and counting vote. And so when it's most of the time, it's them looking to take advantage. It's rare you're in a position where their president can be pursued for these things, but they're very clear on voting laws, particularly here in Georgia. It's really defined, and so the evidence is there. It's clear as day. He is on recordings and stuff like that, and so I think that at the end of the day, the only case that really has weight or can really do something to him will be what's going on here in Georgia. But with all that being said, I still think he's probably going to win the presidency. So,
well,
I don't think so.
I'm sure we will hear about this more and more and more and more. It's not going away anytime soon.
Well, it's not going to go away because he's going to keep on being corrupt. What you mean? And he's going to do it on his next presidency too.
Yeah.
He's not going to be president.
We'll see what happens. Anyways, moving on to the next. Our girl Nene is back in the news. This time it's positive. The concluding part of Nene's leaked sit down with interview. Her interview with Carlos King has arrived, and it lands with quite the bang. Renowned for being the breakout star of Real Housewives of Atlanta, the show's original anchor has experienced quite the roller coaster from serving as a firm fan favorite to sharing the most personal corners of her private life to well-documented fallout with the execs Andy Cohen and her former cast members. This interview was so good. And I don't know if you guys heard, it trended, and so far to this, it's gotten more. The ratings were bigger than the actual show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Just this one interview, and so people are asking the question: have we got enough of Nene? And I guess not. And the word on the street is she's working on a brand new show. It hasn't been announced yet, with Carlos King serving as executive producer and partnering with Disney and Hulu, who also produces the Kardashians. And I'm hearing she's going to be getting a big payday. So what do we think about this?
I see.
I love Nene. I'm so glad that she finally got a chance to speak her truth. There's so many things in the tabloids, so many things in the blogs, and she's never really responded. So the simple fact that she sat with someone that she felt so comfortable with, Carlos, being one of the showrunners and working with her since season 1, I feel like she finally had a safe space, and she really told us how she felt. And she seems like she's really in a good place, and it's really great to see her in this light.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed relaxed. She seemed
She looks
She was
beautiful.
comfortable.
She looks
was comfortable.
so good.
yeah, she looked good. I believed most of what she was saying, you know. Like Marcus says, she hasn't really said much about everything that came out about her, and she just simply said she wasn't ready. And I think she feels ready now. I also think she wouldn't have done this without a big announcement coming soon.
Smart. She's smart like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a businesswoman.
I just want to say I enjoyed the interview. I like Nene. I'm not a huge Nene fan. I'm not a housewife watcher or whatever, but I know of her, which is a testament to her fame, right? That's not really my thing, but I know exactly who Nene is. And I mean, I just enjoyed the interview. I mean, she was really likable. She was funny. She was relatable. You know, you couldn't argue with her. Another thing I liked how she did was how she spoke. Nene didn't throw people under the bus, but she was very clear in her words and in the way she felt. And it's funny, I saw comments on blogs where some people were like, oh, if Nene was due to be as famous as the Kardashians, she would have. And it's so funny. We have gotten so comfortable with fame and the internet that we forget that algorithms exist. And behind algorithms are people who own companies. And ultimately, it doesn't matter who's hot. Who's hot can be silenced. It can be quieted by the powers that be. Algorithms can be manipulated. The algorithm can be switched and changed and shut off. And so I think she made a good point about what happened with the Kardashians. And I think that's very honest. I think that for them, maybe a Kim Kardashian did look like the better spokesperson for reality TV than Nene Leakes. I think that
I disagree. I don't think that Nene Leakes and Kim Kardashian are in the same level. Kim Kardashian's show was produced by her mother and Ryan Seacrest, so they already have the opportunities to put all of their advertising, everything in on their show.
Oh, I don't think they're on the same level. I think that she made
but Nene was saying in the interview how Kim's show always showed that they had these products and they would push her products, and on Housewives they wouldn't, but they were two different things. So she can't blame the Housewives of Atlanta for not pushing her products because it wasn't that type of show.
I think what I mean by that is I think that the powers that be didn't really get behind Nene the way that they did, the way that they do and will behind a Kardashian.
But the powers that be before the Kardashians were big were her mom and Ryan Seacrest.
Wait, Brittany, what did you say?
I was just saying that I think that they could have gotten behind her products if they really wanted to, because they did talk about other people who were on the show. They did, you know, bring up different things that they were doing. Sheree has had She by Sheree for years, but we'd never seen it until this year, but they continue to make that part of her storyline. So they could have done those things. Right. I just think they chose not to.
And Candy has launched how many products? A million products for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So she can't blame the show.
I empathize with Nene. I as I was watching her, I just remember thinking, man, I think that there's been a lot of, and this, remember guys, I'm not really into this stuff like that, so I've only seen it from afar. But I do feel like if I would say I don't feel like maybe the network support maybe was behind her the way it should have been. That's the way it seems to me.
I think she became a personality of her own, bigger than what they thought she would be.
Yeah.
And when she became that, it was almost like, oh, well, we need to, you know, she's got to sit down, shut her, put her over here. She's talking too much. But she was the show. She became the show.
And I think she still is the most famous the black reality personality in the world. I do think she is. People know who Nene Leakes is, even if they don't know why.
Pollard, yeah.
Well, like she said, I don't know if you listened.
Oh, I love me some Tiffany Pollard, but what Nene did, come on.
When she said before her and Real Housewives of Atlanta, there was no Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, there was no Basketball Wives, there was no Hollywood Exes, there was none of that. So they kind of kicked the door down for these black ensemble casts.
I think she has the right to her story, y'all. I really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't think that we have to worry about her being blacklisted, especially with Hulu and Disney about to get behind her.
Yeah,
I think she's about to get her just due. So I'm really looking forward to this new chapter in her life. So I send her all the luck.
I love Nene.
All right. So moving from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way down to Florida. We have some news about these island boys. Is that what they're called? Fly Soldier from the Island Boys has the internet talking after coming out as gay and telling his followers he considers himself, in quotes, a top. His decision to speak out about his sexuality comes just weeks after he was seen in a viral video on Twitter locking lips with his own twin brother, Kodiak Red. And while both brothers were quick to the two men being them in the video, Fly Soldier is now coming out and saying he is in fact gay. In quotes, he says, "I'm a top, I'm never a bottom." In quote, he says during a live with his fans, quote, "You understand what I'm saying? I'm like this, I'm like that for real. I like men and that's just, it is what it is," end quote. He then proceeds to let it be known one more time that he's a top. Meanwhile, in a recent interview with TMZ, Fly Soldier said that he has no sexual feelings towards his brother, despite the viral clip of the pair passionately kissing one another. "We're both straight males, and kissing is not counted as a sexual act," he told the outlet just 2 weeks ago. You guys, whatever. So,
oh my God, let's start with who are the Island Boys, and let's end it with: is this even real or is this just clout chasing? It's so hard to tell.
This is total clout chasing.
You know, like, come
This
on, is he really gay? In 2 weeks, is he going to be straight again? I don't know.
In 2 weeks, he's going to be asexual and alien. This is the clout chasing at its worst. This is disgusting. Yep. This is some inbred shit, and I don't want to see it anymore.
He a rapper, right?
I guess I don't know.
What that baby saying?
And let me tell you something. He has no stroke game.
This is so disturbing. Y'all, we too old.
Yeah, he's gross.
Brittany, do your boys listen to them?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No, my 14-year-old is hip. If she hip, she make me feel like I'm lame every single day. And I ain't never heard this boy name in my house. What the baby say?
And the worst part is they're Cuban. They give a bad name to us Cubans. I hate them.
Oh Lord. What? Yeah. He ain't even got no skin left.
This is disturbing. It's sad that clout chasing is said to be saying that you're gay now, that is even.
I feel like that's why he in the news. Don't nobody know this boy's song.
But you guys, let's not even focus on the fact that he said that he's gay. Let's focus on the fact that he made out with his brother. Like they were like making out, like they were in love for like years.
That's what I was confused on. Like what?
That's the part we're trying not to talk about because you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
That was disgusting. They literally kissed like they've been in love. Like I was like, wait a minute, is this fake? Like what?
No,
it was a little too much passion in there for me.
Right.
Hey, are we sure they're brothers? I mean, I'll start there. Is any of this?
They're
real?
Twins, aren't they?
They're twins, baby.
They're twin brothers. Oh, Ashley,
wow.
We have to look at them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. So yeah, whatever. Next story. So. Erykah Badu and Beyonce are in the news. Erykah Badu released a very shady tweet the other day and said, "I'm flattered." And then in another tweet, she said, "I guess I'm everyone's stylist," talking about the silver oversized bowler hat that Beyonce is wearing on her current Renaissance tour. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I doubt it. Pharrell started this big hat thing.
Bingo.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just evolved from there. We do know Erykah Badu is wearing big hats and stuff, but I don't think she was the originator of this. Brittany, do you?
I don't think she was an originator of it. I think that she has a very eclectic style, and people, do like the things that she wears, but you don't own any of it, right? Everybody is going to take something from somebody. You don't own it. You didn't start it. It's not a trend that you started. And they both look good. Beyonce looked amazing. Her outfit was cute, put together well. And Erykah looked good. You don't have to be shady. This is Beyonce. You guys both come from Texas. You're huge stars in Texas. Like, let's just call it kumbaya. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be shady about it. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, before all these pictures got up here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also have on a cap as we are currently speaking. I have on a baseball cap, because hats have existed since the beginning of time. People have been wearing hats for a long time.
About you, Shaqq. Watch
People
out.
wear hats.
And there you go. That
Go
picture right
pictures
there.
to go away so y'all can see my hat. I'm gonna turn it so y'all can see the front and the back so y'all can see me in the hat. Now, if a celebrity was to have on a Michigan hat like I now have on, would I be stealing it from them? I think Erica was reaching here. You know, Erica, if somebody put on a hat, they ain't nobody jocking.
You know what, guys?
People like
I'm
hats.
sorry.
But Beyonce been wearing. Look
Like,
at all these pictures you were able to pull up of her wearing these big hats. Like
you guys,
she's
I'm
been
sorry.
doing that.
Like that.
Erica's not reaching, guys. I'm sorry. Erica not only posted a picture of the hats, she also posted 3 other pictures with similar looks that Beyonce stole for this tour. Now, I'm not saying that she's the originator of the hat, but what I am saying is I haven't seen another bitch with a Katelyn hat like Erykah Badu in the last 10 years besides Erykah Badu.
Okay, you know what, Marcus?
well,
I can also pull up 3 pictures of looks that Aretha Franklin wore in the 70s that Erykah Badu is wearing now.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Aretha Franklin. We're talking about Erykah Badu and Beyonce.
But we're talking about people taking styles, and that's what the whole thing is about, is the fact that she's saying that she took her style and she's asking her to, pretty much pay homage. She did.
She did.
She took a style that was originated back in the 70s. She's recycled. All of this is recycled.
All of it.
Yeah, but she's recycling it from someone that's currently wearing it. So how? I mean, again, I'm not the fashion guru of the group, but what I'm saying is, she's recycling something that Erykah Badu wore 2 weeks ago. Like, isn't that recycled? I mean, I don't know what the term is in the fashion world.
No, because everything is recycled. So Erykah got it from them. She's wearing it now. And so Beyonce's doing the same thing that Erykah's doing. They're reaching back and they're finding the styles that they like from those eras. They're bringing them into the current world. That's it.
Right. And before Erykah was doing it, Pharrell
Right.
he brought the big hat back.
If Beyonce want to rock this
Well,
Michigan
you know what?
hat,
I'm going to go with
put
Team
it in the
Erykah
mail
here.
right now. I will put my Michigan hat in the mail right now for Beyonce to wear.
You know what's funny to me is every time we say something that could possibly be negative against Beyonce, everyone loses their shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God,
exactly.
you could possibly speak against Beyonce. I agree with you, Marcus. She definitely did jack her style a little bit, but my take is this: who cares? Imitation is flattery, right? She shouldn't be petty like that. She's too grown, Erykah. Come on, like.
But can we say how queen of a Beyonce is? She did say Erykah Badu's name in the concert.
I love it. Yes, but
and
still.
And she did say Erykah Badu's name in the concert 4 times instead of Lizzo's. She said Erykah Badu during "Break My Soul" the remix. So
unless
she did acknowledge
Erykah
the fact.
Seeking compensation because her song
that's
been back and she feels that she hasn't got her just due payment. I don't understand why she's speaking on it.
I don't understand why she's
trying to
get at
paid.
all. And for me, I love Beyonce, but it's never that serious about Beyonce. But I just do feel like all fashion is recycled. Everything has been done before. There's not really much of anything that you're going to see that hasn't been done at some point before. So, if you feel that right now, because you're putting this out there the majority of the time, that's cool, but you didn't have to say anything about it. It's not necessary. Right. The queen would have just shut her mouth and just been like, oh, okay, that's cute. But to say something is very petty.
Yeah. Right. It's petty. She must have an album or something coming out, because that's the only reason why I could think, or she was up at 4:00 on Molly tweeting. I don't know. But
be careful with this. Because we don't want to get to the point where you can't wear something that somebody else wears. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
And again, she wasn't burning her at the stake, guys. She merely wanted a little bit of recognition.
I love Erykah Badu, but Badu be dropping. She be. When she get on her little stories and speak, it be low key shade.
She needs to settle down.
It be low key shade, and I mean, I love Erykah, and ain't gonna stop me. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from rocking her music or Beyonce.
I love her too.
But
I love her.
She be dropping a little shade, and I'm just like, why? Like I said, if you feel like you owe something, then say that.
Right.
But just
I guess she better call Tyrone.
That's right.
I was waiting for it, Marcus. I was waiting for it.
Now, if I see anybody in this Michigan hat, it's on site. It's on site.
Yeah, but that's a sports hat.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, we send Erykah Badu. We're giving you your just dues. Yes, the big hats.
We love you, Erykah.
We love you. Anyway, so going on to our next subject. So this next story has lots of layers and lots of arrows and So please bear with me. I'm going to try to break it down as best as I can. And I need everyone to not talk out of turn, and let's just try to do this organized because there's a lot to it. So last week, there was a content creator that came out, a transgender content creator who basically was on a rant, kind of like Erykah Badu. And she said, womanhood and periods don't belong to biological women. She was just talking out of her ass, I believe. And I don't think she knew the firestorm that it was about to set off. First, before we even go into this, I'm so tired of having this conversation. It seems like every 3 weeks, someone says something about something trans and it just snowballs. But this one really got out of hand. So after she dropped this, Just Hilarious came out and said, quote, "Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the F stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? The only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on," in quotes. Then subliminally responding to Jess, T.S. Madison tweeted, "There's so many real women that get mistaken for being transgender women. And that's where a lot of the anger comes from. I do hope they take a good look at how transphobia affects all women." Now, T.S. Madison was throwing shade at Just Hilarious because Just Hilarious has been mistaken to be trans in the past. People have made fun of her and said she looks manly or she's strong in the face. And then after T.S. Madison, comedian Flame Monroe, Chicago's own Flame Monroe, got into the conversation. She's also trans, and she took up for Jess. So then that made a lot of the LGBTQ community look at her sideways. But Flame Monroe has always thought outside the box and have, I guess, taken the side of straight individuals when it comes to the trans fight. So now everyone is up in arms. People are still taking shots and digs. Tasha K has entered the chat now and calling T.S. Madison all kind of men and he's, and it's just gotten out of hand. So I asked my panel, starting with, I'm glad that we have a straight cisgender woman, Brittany, on tonight. I really wanted Brandi in on this conversation too, because Brandi gets very passionate about, you guys haven't seen that side of her, but on our phone calls, Brandi gets very passionate about trans issues as well. So much of the fact that her and my boyfriend have gotten into arguments. And I really wanted her in this conversation, but of course she can't be here. But I'd like to start with Brittany and ask Brittany, what do you think of all of this? Do you agree with Just Hilarious sentiment?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a woman. I can bear children. I can, I have periods every month. Like, all of these things are the things that make us women. And for someone to just come and say, well, I don't want to say that because that's not, I don't want to say that.
No, I want you to speak your mind. I want you to say exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, say it.
For people to just feel that they can just say that they're women just simply because they want to say that they're women. And I love everybody. Anybody who knows me knows I love everybody. But when it comes to, telling us that we're labeling us cis women, no, I'm a woman. I'm a natural woman. I was born this way. when I die, I'm going to be a woman. And it's, it's just, I don't know. It takes away, I feel that it takes away something from me when someone calls me a cis woman. I don't even really know what that
And
means.
I'm sorry, I hope I didn't offend you with saying that.
No, you didn't. But I'm just saying, like, I'm a natural woman.
Yeah.
I'm a woman. So if anything, label them what you want. Label transgenders, whatever you want to label them. But when it comes to women who are naturally born women who, have to walk this earth every day being a woman, just let us be that. That's who we are. Nobody, I don't have, like I said, I don't have any problems with anybody and what they label themselves are as or what they, identify as. But just leave women alone. Women are women, period. That's not going to change. Transgender, they're beautiful. They, can dress down. Their makeup is always together. They look amazing, but they're still not women. And I just don't really understand why this is even a discussion, because it is what it is. Like, there's nothing that can change. I mean, if you go and get reassignment surgery, okay, cool. You have the vagina, but you can't have children. You can't lactate. You can't do all of these things that our bodies are naturally made to do. So I don't know. I do agree with her. I don't think anybody ever. Well, there are a lot of people who do stand up for us. I don't agree with that portion, but I just don't understand the whole concept. Like, why? Why is this a conversation? Why do we continue to have this conversation when it is what it is?
I'm so glad you said everything you just said. Because I, as a gay man, I don't get it either. I often get labeled as transphobic, or I hate against transgender, and that's not it. I just think, yes, if you want to be called a woman, I'll respect you and call yourself a woman. But a woman had you. So to get to the point where you just are so against women and what they have to offer, I don't understand. And it really just puts a nasty taste in my mouth when it comes to trans stuff. Shaqq, what do you about?
The first thing that I really like to do is I like to go back in time to the original person who originally said that foolishness, and I would just like to beat her up. I would like to beat her up because she just set off a whole firestorm of foolishness. And I don't even want to see her while I talk. Because I can't stand her, because I'm not saying these people want to have this argument any other way, but I hate that they having it about this, because I as Jess and T.S. Madison have been going at each other's throats. What I can tell you as a fan of T.S. Madison is that T.S. Madison would never say something so ignorant. T.S. Madison is also supportive of real women. And so it's I feel like all of them are buried underneath that initial foolishness. And so they're fighting in a way they probably shouldn't even be fighting. With that being said, I'm not a huge fan of Just Hilarious. I think that Just Hilarious is what happens when we give maybe funny people or interesting personalities platforms. And the problem with platforms is that we really need more educated people on platforms, because platforms go really far, really fast, really wide. And then people just start saying stuff that doesn't make a lick of sense. There are so many things I could point out. Like, for one, the word cisgender, it's a hot button thing right now, but it's actually like a scientific word. The person who coined it originally, like, she was just looking for the opposite of trans. It's something. It's scientific. It has something to do with molecules. The person coins this word. It doesn't catch on. Now it catches on, and now it's a thing we're fighting over. Well, what is a cisgender? The cisgender, that word was never even meant to be used in this fight in this way. So that taints every argument we're having, right? Because we're talking about this word that isn't even being used properly. Okay, whatever. At the end of the day, I agree that women are women, right? And like one of the comments said, if you want my period, you can have it. I agree with that fully. I hate that the fight, I hate that this thing with transgender women, it becomes a battle. I think there are room for biological women. I think there are room for trans women. All right. And so when those original comments were ignorant, I do not think those are comments that somebody like T.S. Madison would have said. Obviously, Flame would not have said it. It's interesting if you have been following the trans community and their issues with Flame. It's almost like Flame is an old head, right? And so now the newer heads, the more empowered people are saying that Flame's language is harmful. And that's not my fight for me to say. I don't want to dive too deeply into that, but I want to say that I agree with Brandi, but I also agree with trans people and trans women in their right to call themselves women, and that is just
Can I touch on the Flame thing really quick because
it's messy.
Flame. Recently, I've gotten a chance to talk to Flame. And
I love Flame, by the way.
Flame has said everything that I've always said. Mm-hmm. Why are we making this such a damn fight when meanwhile we have so many bigger problems to worry about?
On that, I agree.
Currently, they're trying to take away our right to exist. They're trying to take we're fighting about bathrooms, and they're trying to take us back to the Jim Crow area. They're taking away women's rights.
They're trying to take us back to the 1700s.
Next, they're going to go for gay rights. So we're fighting all this really like top kind of stupid, I don't want to say stupid, but very trivial stuff. And we have so many bigger problems to worry about in the community. I think that's all what Flame is really trying to say.
I think that us fighting all these women, trans women, biological women, born women, black women, black people. I think us fighting about these things are these. They're like great smoke screens that keeps us from really focusing on the things we need to focus on and pulling together the way that we really need to pull together, because we are fighting for our right to exist. We are, they want to take us back. I've talked about this before on the panel, originalism. They really do want us to go back and to interpret the Constitution based on when it was written. And when it was written, we were 3/5 of a person. And so it's just like, but trans women are out here dying, right? And so I can't understand why trans women are a little hot right now.
But can I also say
on a trans woman, 35? I mean, come on.
Can I also say this, and then I'll open it to Michael and Marcus, and I want to ask Brittany this question. I do think that black, biological black women are, I don't know if they're all of a sudden mad about this, or have they always kind of been mad, and this is just giving them the chance to, say something.
I don't know if it's so much mad. I just think it's just one more thing added that we have to defend ourselves about.
Well, I see the comments, and some black women are going really, really hard. Like in saying, like taking digs at stuff that really doesn't have anything to worry about. Like
people are famously homophobic.
Yeah, they're getting some of the people I see commenting are saying digs, saying stuff about gay men, but they're equating it to this trans fight.
Well, see, I don't really like to involve I don't even really like talking about this type of stuff, to be honest. But I haven't seen that. I haven't really seen a lot of that, those arguments and those, the crazy comments and the disrespect. I would hope that people could be a little more mature about it and just, if, however you feel, but you don't have to degrade or put down anybody else in the process. But obviously this is the world that we live in, so people are going to be like that. But I don't know, from the conversations that I've heard, just the few people that have discussed it doesn't really sound like they're mad or we're mad. It's just, like I said, it's another thing that we have to defend ourselves about, that we shouldn't have to
say stuff like, well, can we have anything? We can't have purses. We can't have makeup. We can't have our men. We can't have, and that's the kind of stuff.
I do think the root of the conversation when we're talking about the mad people, I do think we're talking about the homophobic people. And homophobia is very strong in our community, and we know that. And
I haven't seen any of the white women in the comments like the black women.
Exactly.
like stating about this.
That's
like the
what
white
I
women
was
really
saying.
don't give a fuck. Like it's all black women that are fighting and like going mad. I mean, and I agree with Jess, by the way that she presented it was fucked up. She should have said it in a whole totally different way. Like I agree with what she said, but the delivery was totally fucked up. But my whole thing is, and again, I just have a question, like why? And Brittany, maybe you can help me with this one. Why is it that I see when I'm looking at the comments, when I'm reading this, when I'm looking at the shows, it's just really fucking pissed off black women?
Because it was black women who started it. The conversation started with black women. Had this been the conversation that started in the white community with white women, then white women may have more to talk about. But when it's not their conversation, they normally tend to butt out. So that's what
and
I
they need to stay out.
I really feel like it's just who started the conversation. These white women don't know those people. They don't know Just Hilarious. They don't know, T.S. Madison. Right. So they're not even paying attention because it's not their fight right now.
It's not their vibe. Yeah. Got you.
Well, let me
say homophobia in the black community is much louder than it is in the white community.
It is.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is what I want to say about homophobia in the black community. I think black people use it when it's convenient for them, because I don't hear any of these black women making this fuss when the gay boy is doing their hair or picking out their clothes or the praise and worship leader at their church or any of that. I don't get it then. So it just confuses me, and I see both sides. That's why I'm going back and forth. I can see where Brittany's coming from. And people like my mom, I've had a discussion. I see where she's coming from, but I also am a gay man, and so I do see the shade.
We should just do what I said originally, which is go back to the very beginning and find that first trans person who said and just beat her up.
Also, I do agree with Marcus though. Just Hilarious. She never quite gets it right in my eyes. She doesn't. Her delivery is always off, and she's not even really funny like that. So
no, she's not.
Yeah, I agree.
She probably should have just shut her mouth on it as well. I don't even really feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had though. That's the thing. It's like we're having.
She shouldn't even give that girl any. Yeah, exactly. Why even humor that girl?
And I just hate to see the fight, because if you ask any young black gay boy, or I don't know about white gay boy, I can just speak from my existence. I learned how to be. I learned from women. So my first love of fashion came from black women in the church. I used to sneak in my mom's heels when she was gone. Like, I don't hate. There's no hate from me because I learned from the best, I think. So I hate to see war. I hate to see it because
I hate to see it.
Like I said, if you ask any black gay boy, you learn from the women you were around. Your probably first best friend was a straight woman.
Yeah.
You know, Just has such a nice platform now, being a part of that Breakfast Club crew.
Have you noticed that she hasn't been on the last week?
Well, she's not a part of it yet. She hasn't been officially signed yet.
Yeah, I know, but having that type of platform and being able to speak and stuff is real disheartening that these are the things that she chooses to make a big deal.
Yeah, she nees to learn the right battles.
One of our viewers said, I'm a black woman and nothing about a trans woman bothers me. However, I'm part of the LGBTQ. Let's choose our battles wisely. Yes, I
that's right.
That.
I love you, Jokey.
Michael, you've been quiet. Do you have anything to say about this particular?
Yeah, so I agree with a lot of what you all have said, and I think I start all these conversations off the same way. I really empathize with our trans brothers and sisters. We have to stand up for them in the way that they need us, right? And I think certain aspects about what Just Hilarious said were way off base. To equate trans people to people who are insane and in straitjackets, we need to leave all that mess in the past. But at the same time, and I mean this very sincerely, I don't understand why there is this desire with certain trans folks to co-opt the experience of a biological woman, like a period, for example. The last I knew, and I could be wrong here, we can't change our biological sex. So why is it having a period even in this conversation? It's a tough thing to wrap my head around. I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation. Brittany, I'm very glad you were on for this. Because I would often people, you don't want to say it because you don't want to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. But if in all things, get an understanding. So I think we need to have these hard conversations. So, anyways, thank you for that.
If I could say one final thing, I would say that I think that the path forward for our trans brothers and sisters within the Black community will not be to attack biological women.
As they shouldn't.
It does not.
Right.
We wouldn't be here without them.
It does
if
not
there were
get
no
us
biological
anywhere.
women, there would be no trans.
T.S. Madison should have went and found that woman and whipped on her.
And beat her ass.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's move to something more lighthearted. It's time for my favorite
Yay!
part of the show, fashion styles. We have a lot of looks this week, so let's get into them. First, we have. Let me make sure I have all these. First, we have. I got to get my list out.
Let's get it popping.
We have the Claremont twins and Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Ooh.
Hello.
Okay, usually this would give me flea market vibes, but I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling them.
I'll tell you what. I've never liked them, but I like this. This works. I mean,
this works. I mean,
they're at Miami Swim Week. It's a
they're at Swim Week. They look good for Swim Week. I mean, I definitely wouldn't wear this to lunch, but you know.
I take their phone number. They look at the double mint twins. I'm with it.
Yeah, they look good.
So overall, Marcus, you like it?
I love it. I think they look great. It's Miami Fashion Week, Swim Week. Like, it looks perfect. They look great. I mean, it's a thumbs up for me.
All right, Michael, yay or nay?
It's a yay for me.
Brittany, it's a yay for you.
Yep.
Shaqq, it's a yay for you.
All right. Lesbians say A.
All right, moving on. We have it's a Jean-Paul Gaultier week. We have Megan Fox and Jean-Paul.
Ooh, I love it.
Wow.
Ooh.
I love it.
Wow.
I'm loving this new, this sheer body stuff, John.
Yes.
I love it all.
I do too.
I wish I could wear it. I'm not in shape enough to wear it.
Baby, I got something coming for you.
I like it.
Whoa.
I do like
Megan
her
Fox.
hair. Everything looks really good. Her makeup. She just looks really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, girl.
Yes. It's like Megan Fox has not aged. She still looks just as beautiful as she did in Transformers and that movie where she ate the people. I mean, thumbs up to who. To
good old Phyllis, baby.
Stylist is. Ooh.
Michael, what do you think? Yeah or nay?
I can't stop staring at her. I mean, this is really a different type of a look for her, especially with the hair color. Whoever her stylist is, this experiment was a success in my book.
Yeah.
This is fire. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
But it's cool. I think it's cool.
Machine Gun Kelly better beat that pussy up, right?
They still together.
Wow.
They actually were just at the Santa Monica Pier the other day, so rumors are that they're back together. So we'll see how Megan feels. You know, she's bipolar.
She looking real expensive. Look at that,
honey.
Okay,
Transformers money.
Yay for mostly everybody. Okay, moving on. We have I get my list back out. We have who is this? Oh, we have Jordan Woods and Diesel.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Jordan looks good. Her body is so
wow.
Get it, girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's great. Diesel's making a comeback, which makes me happy.
Yes.
My 18-year-old self is kind of happy because
Yes needs to come back now. That's it.
Right.
Back up.
I used to wear the hell out of some Diesel jeans, but I'm liking
this is cute. This is really cute.
I love it.
I love her hair color too. It's cute.
She looks so beautiful.
She does.
My lesbian been on Spidey tingling for like 3 pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like she can wear my Michigan hat.
Girl, put that Michigan hat down.
Michael, what do you think?
It's all good till we get to that bag. I always clock the bag to the shoes. That bag ain't working for me. But the outfit, she looks beautiful.
You don't like her bag?
No.
Y'all remember that part in Boomerang and they was like, Marcus, you ain't got an F of feet? That's where this happened. Like, he wanted to be good. And he don't found that little bag in the corner and just threw her away.
Okay, so our next look, I cannot. His name has escaped me. I'm so sorry.
That's the Jody girl. That's the girl.
That's a girl?
That's the one with that married to Pacey from the Dawson's Creek. I know what I'm
That
talking
is not Pacey's wife.
That's her. The one that was
Damn,
the queen
good.
of That's her.
Okay, well, anyway, she's wearing Gucci.
Damn,
Her body
stomach.
is nice. She looks good.
That stomach is delicious. My
Yeah,
God.
she looks good.
She looks bomb. I love it.
I like the look, but it's not even original now. I mean, isn't this just a play on Jenna Lyons from our last show? You know, the oversized jeans. Sometimes
Yeah.
It looks nice, but it's tired out to me.
Well, this is the first time a skinny person in big clothes still looks skinny. So
yeah,
I love those vintage tuxedo jackets that Gucci did their last class. I love it. Paired with the jeans. So it's a yay for everyone.
Yeah, she looks good.
Okay.
I don't really get it, but good for her. She with a
she looks
that,
good.
You can't really hate. So good for her.
Okay, let me get my list back out. Our next look is we have. Why is my computer?
My lesbian not tingling though, but she look good.
Our next look is who do we have next? Oh, we have. Who is this? I'm sorry, guys. We have Luca Sabat, and he does it for me, and Rick Owens. That boot, everybody's wearing that boot. I just ordered that boot. I can't wait for it to come. I wore the purple one for my birthday, but that's like the hottest boot for guys right now. And he's in Rick Owens from head to toe. What do you think, Marcus?
I think it looks fun. It looks edgy. I think you got to have some balls to pull that off, and I think he looks great.
Yeah.
It's a yay for me.
Those boots, I tell you, when you put them on, you feel like you have superpowers.
Yeah, I love it. I would definitely rock that.
This baby just be doing the most. He couldn't come to my house. He come in looking gay and then defile my daughter. I don't trust him.
I love him. You know you don't like it. Michael, what do you think?
He got swag though. I give him that.
This is a miss for me. The boots, I agree, are fire, but the T-shirt just looks like a plain black tee to me. It kind of takes it all away in my mind.
I'm with you, Michael. The boots are hot. You can do a lot with those boots, but it's just not coming together for me.
Yeah, it looked like more. He was at Miami Swim Week too by the pool. I don't know. His swag pulls it off for me.
See, I don't know who he is, so I guess that's maybe why I can't really pull it together.
He was in Blackish.
Oh, the spin-off show with the
Grownish. That was it. Grownish. And he's also
he's like he does modeling.
Yeah,
he's like a little personality, like an influencer.
Yeah, and he's pulling the chicks too.
He's
straight.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been cool. Okay.
I told you he defiles daughters.
He's like a new little, like a Lenny Kravitz.
I was about to say he's very he reminds me of Lenny Kravitz, but no, this outfit doesn't do it for me. Maybe something else, but these boots are hot.
Yeah,
I always think he look a mess, but I admire that he rocks it. Yeah. But I always think he looks terrible. I hate to say this, but I want to put a t-shirt on this, a regular t-shirt and some jeans on this boy so bad. I want to get him some basketball shorts.
So not everyone's feeling it, but we feel the boots. Okay, moving on. We have Marnie, who is in Marc Jacobs. She's actually one of Beyonce's stylists. She was at the Marc Jacobs runway show recently. Head to toe Marc Jacobs.
Shoes are fire. Glasses are fire. Outfit, I don't really care for it.
Shoes are fire. She's done better, but she always has something quirky on like that.
Yeah.
So it's a yay for me. Brittany, it's a nay for you.
It's a no for me. Yeah.
Michael,
this is a yay for me. I mean, it's kooky, and I love it.
Yeah. Marcus, yay or nay?
It's a nay for me.
Shaqq?
See, I'm split. I like the outfit in the pose in the picture, but if I was standing in Starbucks with her, I'd be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
So it's a great picture, a great photo op, but just overall, no. So
Do you guys any of you seen her show on HBO Max with Offset? They have a streetwear design, it's like a fashion. What is that show on Bravo?
Project Runway.
Project Runway for streetwear. It's called The Impact or something like that.
No, it's on.
No.
What is it on?
HBO Max. And
I'm gonna watch
Offset,
it tonight.
Offset is her co-host. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna change it to a yes. It's interesting.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on.
Starbucks girls.
We have Rachel Zoe and Oscar De La Renta.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it.
Elegant.
Love it.
Gorgeous print. I love it.
Yeah. I love her.
I love Rachel Zoe.
She just gets it. That's
She's one of like my original fashion like icons that I loved growing up. Like I always loved her stylings. Like I loved her show. She's always like a hit for me.
yeah. Michael, what do you think?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Shaqq.
This why I'm not in fashion, because I'm like, why y'all so excited about that flowing expensive muumuu?
Because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's so
beautiful.
Gorgeous. Oh.
When she walks, it just flows. Her hair probably just flows.
And the way she's wearing it. Oh,
the
it's
wind,
so beautiful.
yes.
And she's probably in the Hamptons.
Yes.
Yes.
That's just
Nice glass of
She
wine.
living rich lady,
Rich bitch. Yes.
Yeah, rich bitch with a bagel. Like if you put one of them double mint twins in it, I'll lift it up.
You know what? You know what?
I have a funny story about those two. I won't tell it tonight, but I've actually met him once in a strange place.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
okay. All right. Well, moving on, we have our girl Nene and her interview look.
Sharp.
Gucci. She's dressed as Gucci. The shoes are Valentino. The earrings are Valentino. I loved it.
Sharp.
Beautiful.
Really loved
Sharp. So cute.
That color.
Yeah.
That color.
Her hair, her makeup, the look, everything was on point.
I couldn't find a picture of her standing up in it, but if you saw her walking in that, it was like,
yes, Nene.
yeah, it is just money. Marcus is a yay for you.
Yay times 10.
Michael,
Yay.
Brittany,
Of course, yes.
Shaqq.
Absolutely. You know, I got a thing for really tall women.
Lord Shaqq.
That's
So
what
it's like for a lot of these
We
women,
need to get you laid
come
this
on,
weekend.
the
man.
lesbian is tingling again. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on, we have the
Zach, we are getting you laid.
and
Oh.
Baby, I need some help. Look,
Area 51 and Givenchy boots.
I love
Hot.
it.
Hot. Who
That is
she?
so cute. Latoya, Luckett.
Oh, Latoya Luckett? Oh my God,
Yeah.
she looks beautiful.
She looks
She got a
so
new face.
good.
When did that happen?
Michael, what do you think?
No, this is.
Gotta do-
I like nothing about this one.
You don't like it?
No, horrible.
He said she got a new face.
Yeah, I would never have known that's Toya. I'm sorry.
She looks the same.
Shaq, what do you think?
Her hair look a mess. I don't like her hair. I can't stop staring at her hair.
Okay,
I don't know,
but
I mean,
the
it's cool.
outfit.
I ain't got no beef with it. I don't like it. I don't love it. I think the boots. I like the color. But I guess she looked nice. Like if I saw her out at brunch, I'd be like, okay, get it, bitch. So I guess okay.
Okay,
I
Marcus.
think she looks great. I think she looks so like high fashion, like
Yes.
chic. Like I love it. Like the boots, like the cut of that dress, like, and I love like the little feather stuffs like on the shoulders. Like it's a total win for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Awesome.
gonna see this at Saks Off 5th in 6 months. I'll clock it now.
Ostrich feathers are really making a comeback from like
I love
1996. I love it.
Love
I'm
it.
I
loving all the
love
stuff.
them.
I love a good ostrich.
I think she looks like money. She looks so good. Like she's going to brunch and going shopping after. She looks
Effortless.
good.
She definitely look like money. I give her that.
Awesome. Moving on. So recently, the ladies of Atlanta filmed their reunion. The reunion looks have been posted. So I don't know each and every designer, but let's go from the left to right. So we have Candy. What do we think?
Yay.
It's giving me too prom dress. Like I just feel like they all look like they're like the chaperones at like the 12th grade prom. I'm not.
Well, I
saying
said,
this, but-
Marcus, you know what I said? I said it looks like the ghetto fashion designer that all the girls go to and get their prom dresses made.
Yes, I agree. Like it's
Yep.
not giving me like Atlanta is known for their fashion, for their style, for their chicness, and this is giving me 79th Street Flea Market.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Kenya. Nah, it's a no for me.
Mm-mm.
No.
Baby, every single one of them look like ghetto Barbies. And I'm not saying
Sheree
I
doesn't
The
hate
one
even
in
look
the
like
middle
herself.
looks really good though.
You know, everyone was saying Drew looks good. I guess I'll have to see it up close. I think it looks cheap.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all of these,
They-
I think she's the one who's giving me the most. Like it's not as prommy to me.
it looked like a ghetto prom with an under the sea theme.
Okay, what about Sheree?
That's what I was going to ask.
I
What's
don't
the
really
theme
care for
supposed to be here?
Sheree's.
Yeah.
What happened to
like
Sheree's
Sheree.
face?
She got
See,
some
another
fillers.
one.
She
Talk
got a
about
new
that.
face.
She
a
got
new
fillers.
Sheree got a
face.
new face.
Yeah, she did too.
Okay,
She added some fillers.
what about
They don't
Marlo?
look good.
Marlo
to me is
usually,
the top of this.
y'all know I love
Yeah.
Marlo. She dresses down, but this isn't really doing it for me. I just think it's because it doesn't really flatter her figure, and she has
It
a
looks
really
like she's
nice
going
shape.
to Nene's. Remember Nene when she had that slumber party? It looks like she's going to that.
I think
Okay.
Yeah,
y'all
it
being
just
too
doesn't
harsh.
really flatter her figure to
Y'all
me.
being too harsh. If this was the Little
I
Mermaid
like
premiere,
Marlo's.
No,
if this was
No.
the Little Mermaid premiere, they'd be killing it.
What
Nah.
about Tanya? What about Tanya at the end?
no,
She
I don't
looks
like
good.
it.
She's pregnant. It's cute for a pregnant woman.
And you guys know I'm about to be shady real quick, but you know what? This is how you do blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what's funny? Nene recorded this the day before they recorded the reunion.
Oh wow.
I think that's funny. Okay, so out of all our looks, we have Latoya, we have Nene, we have Rachel Zoe, we have Marnie, we have Luca, we have Jordan,
Ooh.
we have Megan Fox,
Ooh. This is
we
a tough
have
one.
Megan Fox, the
Expensive.
Claremont twins. Who are we going with?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Nene.
Ooh.
Okay,
Nene.
Brittany says Nene. Marcus, who do you say?
I'm gonna go with Megan.
Okay, Michael, who do you say?
It's Rachel Zoe for me.
Oh yeah, she's so cute.
Okay, Shaqq, who do you say?
I take most of them. You know what I'm saying?
Jack.
Beggars can't be choosy. I take whatever you're gonna give me. Whichever one you want to give me. But I guess I guess we can give it to Nene because man, she Nene.
Yeah, I say Nene too.
She slayed that interview just sitting there chilling in the chair.
She just looks so well put together. I mean, head to toe, her shoes are perfect, her dress is perfect, her hair is perfect,
the skin,
makeup
the
is just perfect, and she really killed this look.
The interview was perfect. Like she was
she's
shiny.
whole
vibe.
She's
it was
definitely
Nene at her
shiny.
best.
Yes.
Okay, so it looks like this week we're gonna go with Nene. We're in Gucci and Valentino.
Yes.
All right. So moving on for our last segment of the show, it's called "Come and Sit on My Couch."
Come and sit on my lap, guys.
All right. So we have one of my friends who asked, sent in a question this week, and the question goes as follows. Lately, my man has admitted to me it turns him on to say different names. Okay, I want to clarify this. She didn't mean like a bunch of names during one session. Like one time, he might be like, Shirley, and the next time he might be, Tamika, whatever. But it turns him on to say different names while he's having sex with his girl. Is this a bad sign, or is it just something kinky? And should I continue to let it happen? So, Michael, what say you?
So I am a very sex positive person, and I don't think that there should be too many limitations between partners in a bedroom. So is this a bad sign? Absolutely not. And should she stop? No, not unless she wants her man to step out because he'll find someone that will say all these names or let him say all these names to her. Get down with the get down. Have a little freak factor in there.
Okay, can I go one step further with you, Michael? You're kind of new to the show. You're new to the show. Since you're sex positive, so if your significant other, your boyfriend, came to you and said he wanted to have a threesome, is that the same thing? Was that get down with the get down, or are there levels to your freakiness?
Listen, I'm a grown man. He's a grown man. Any type of conversation we want to have about our relations in that way, I'm open to it all. This is 2023. Why are we beating ourselves up over
Okay.
this type of thing. Let's just
Okay. That's right.
Let's see you.
Okay, Brittany,
Well, you know what?
let's jump to Brittany real quick. Brittany, what do you say?
Okay.
Because don't be calling nobody name while you sleeping with me, honey. You call my name. This is the name.
Say
That's
my
it.
name. Say my name.
This is the name. So I'd say it'd be a no for me. But for your friend, I don't think it's like a deal breaker, but we definitely need to have a conversation about why you want to say these other women's names. Like, what is it doing for you? Like,
Yeah.
what is it doing? That's because I need to know.
All right, Marcus, what do you think?
You know what? Every relationship has their own different thing, their own different vibe, their own different, connection. So I personally, I would be like, no. I'd be on Brittany's team. Like, you're not saying that name.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Marcus, you said you would say no?
Because y'all know Marcus.
Well, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Hold on.
Wait. But you gotta let me be clear here. There's a difference between if it's like something that's one-on-one, something that's between there's different layers and different factors. But if it's someone that you're in love with, that you have like this committed relationship, for me personally, yeah, I'm saying no. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Hold on.
Come on, don't make me stand alone on this one. My goodness, y'all are like.
So I feel like I need more information. Like, Harper, who these people, right? Like, do you just come up with names, or are you thinking of like your friends or people we know, individual? So for me, I would need.
Is it the neighbor down the street?
It don't even matter.
Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
Like to stay in name.
Come on now.
I think I would look for the middle. I'm not saying we got to stop it, but I think you need to say relatable names. I think you need to say something like Rihanna, Beyonce, stuff you're not gonna get that I would also like to sleep with too. But that's the middle ground. But like,
okay, no. I have a question because me and my boyfriend often we getting tips about this because I'll be like, we'll be walking down the street and be like, oh, he's sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he'll feel some type of way about that. But if I say on the TV, I'll be like, oh, Mario Lopez, he's sexy. He won't care. So what's the difference? Like,
because Mario Lopez isn't down the street.
Mario Lopez.
That nigga down the street that you were walking with is down the street. Mario Lopez is in LA. He's in Chicago. That's why.
That is a person
y'all are really worried about that though.
That I'm not worried about.
Wait, hold on, Michael. What'd you say?
Y'all are worried about that with your partners, that they wouldn't be able to distinguish between fantasy and reality. I wouldn't have no kind of concern that my partner, if he's thinking about the guy down the block, he's gonna go fuck him. I don't think about that at all. We want to talk about it in the bedroom, like, yeah, who cares, right?
What difference? I don't think, but it's not necessarily like that. But it's not necessarily thinking that they're gonna go fuck the other person or X, Y, and Z. It's just a matter of respect of like, hey, if you're fucking this person, just say their name. Listen, you don't need to say Bob, Sarah, and Harry's name when you're just fucking that specific person.
We don't went to brunch.
So it's not about thinking that they're gonna go fuck another person. It's about like, hey, if you're gonna think about another person, just go fuck them.
No. Like, that's what I'm saying. If we don't went to brunch with Tina, not tonight, we fucking, and you call me Tina, bitch. Wait, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to say? You trying to kick it with Tina? I think that's
about call her ass over.
That's funny to me.
Brittany is so stupid.
That's funny to me. We was eating shrimp and grits, and now you talking about this bitch? No.
Thank you.
I agree with Michael. So just because I walk down the street and say, okay, yeah, he's sexy, and I can say Mario Lopez, who's also a celebrity, is sexy, doesn't mean I want to fuck them both.
I agree with Michael.
And you calling me Tina? The disrespect?
I agree, Michael.
This now, I don't know. That's funny to me. That's funny.
One thing I've learned: you got to take jealousy out of the equation. If you were shacked up with someone for a very long time, you got to be open.
I'm not talking about
that. Is it really jealousy?
Why is that jealousy?
Why is that jealousy?
I'm talking
I don't think that's jealousy.
It's jealousy. We all are worried about the man down the street.
Hold on.
I wouldn't get mad at that.
Be passionate. I knew everybody was. Brittany, what did you just say?
I wouldn't get mad at that, and I don't think that's jealousy if you don't want that person to say another.
That's just I just don't want you to say.
Okay,
I just don't want you to say somebody else's name. Yeah, I don't think it's jealousy.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not
don't want you
jealousy at
saying
all.
someone else's name. If
Absolutely.
I'm coming in the bedroom and I'm like, oh, I didn't see this, I didn't watch some porn or something, and I didn't see this, and I'm over here calling his, you'll be like, well, damn, so I would rather you not do that. Let's
Brittany,
just
hold on, Brittany. Hold on.
Exactly, Brittany.
So what's the difference between your man saying another woman's name and you dressing up in a character, a different wig? Hold on. Hector, you're not on camera. Just come sit right here because I want to ask you something too. Just come right sit right here.
You just answered your own question, Ashleigh. You're dressing up in a character. It's a character.
Right.
You know that this is a role that you're playing. So this is already preluded. You know what I mean? This is already an agreement. It's not like you're getting fucked and you're like, damn, David, and the nigga's name is Pablo.
Right, because you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, bitch, who is David?
Like, exactly.
Pablo didn't buy this lube.
Exactly.
You know,
like, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Hold on. So Hector's right here. So Michael, who's on our panel, he said, well, the question was, someone wrote in and said, my man likes to call me other names while we're having sex.
Absolutely not.
A problem? Should I let it continue, or is it just a kinky thing that we should do? Fuck? So Michael said he's a very sex positive person.
What kind of name?
Like
a random person's name, or like calling him a bitch and a fag, or what?
No, like Susan, and her name's Brittany. You know.
I mean, that's weird, but I've role played before with my ex.
Exactly.
Like,
right, but it was already decided.
But if you're role playing, you already know.
You already knew it.
Hold on, Brittany. What did you say?
So I'm saying the same thing that Marcus is saying. If you're already role playing, then okay, cool. Like, we're role playing. But if we're just randomly fucking you, like, ooh, Sheila. Like, wait a minute. My name's Brittany. I don't want to hear about no damn Sheila.
That's what I keep coming back to. Who is the person? Are these people we know? Are these people we see in our neighborhood?
And that's the guy we don't know because we're not the ones yelling their names.
Is that bitch my cousin or my sister? My pretty sister?
Or is this the bitch at work that you be sitting with having lunch? That's what I want.
Is this your work wife? Did you call me your work wife? That's what I'm saying.
But I do love how
it is
positive like this. I love that for him.
So I guess at the end of the day, whatever works for your relationship, let it work for your relationship.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's our show tonight. We went past. We had a really packed show tonight. I have to go to the grocery store still, so I got to get off here. But please join us next week. I thank everyone, all our co-hosts. We had an awesome show tonight.
We did.
So much fun.
Please like and share. We're trying to build our audience, our viewership. So just hit like and share. Everyone have a good night. Panelists, stay on. Everyone,
love you guys.
I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace.
And